Welcome to the Funny Travel Stories podcast. I'm your host, Yiping Bao. Funny travel moments make a trip memorable, but have you ever thought that your most awkward experience, or even a secondhand embarrassment you felt, might have happened to others as well? Those unplanned, unexpected things that happened on your holiday can still have you giggling in the middle of the night. Each episode, you'll hear my guests share funny travel stories, recommend places they have visited, and tell us about places they can't wait to visit. Today's episode, I'm joined by Priya. I did some research, she has not one, but 4 gold awards at the Community Radio Awards, including Best Specialist Programming and Best Female Presenter. I believe she's also presented shows on BBC Radio 1 and Hits Radio. So I knew Priya through Switch Radio, and it's such an honor to have you on my podcast today. So yeah, Priya, could you briefly introduce about yourself to me and the listeners?
Yeah, thank you so much, Belinda, for having me on your podcast as well. And yeah, we met at a networking event. It was probably like last year, maybe the year before or something. So it was so nice to meet you then. And my name's Priya Matharu. I'm from Birmingham in the UK, and I am a radio presenter, producer, and a content creator as well. So I'm kind of work across all the different parts that I can. Currently freelancing at BBC Asian Network and BBC Local Radio, so I'm doing assistant producing there. And then I present on Switch Radio and various other hosting and side projects that I can do as well.
That sounds exciting. Not only you have experience in community radio station, but you also have, as you just mentioned, BBC. I'm just wondering, have you been travel recently? No matter it's inside UK or traveling abroad.
Yeah, so I've done quite a bit of the UK, and I try to go abroad at least once a year if I can. I recently came back from India, which was really nice. And obviously, yeah, my heritage is Indian, so I've got family there, and I haven't been to Mumbai in 20 years. So 25 years actually. 25? Yeah, 25 years. So I was 2 years old when my family went last to see my family members in Mumbai. So I don't really remember it. So it was really nice to go. It was my first time properly going. So that was definitely a memorable trip. So yeah, it was 25 years later, we finally went back and saw family members, some new family members we'd never met. Yeah, so that it was a big trip.
That sounds so cool. When I was studying my master's degree in broadcast journalism, and then some of my friends, they're from India, one from Mumbai, because I also love Indian cuisine, especially some spicy ones. No matter which city, India is always one of the places I really want to travel. I feel like the weather is also similar to Taiwan, where I am right now, because it's quite hot, a bit humid in Taipei, in Taiwan. But yeah, I feel like I really want to travel to India at some point, especially Mumbai. I imagine it's really busy.
It's so busy. I didn't even realize how busy it was. I've got a few family members that live there, and even to get from one house to the other, from one part of Mumbai to the next, it would take 2 hours, 3 hours just in the same city, because it was there was that much traffic. It's so many people. Yeah, it was mad. Especially coming from this lifestyle here, it's not it takes us 3 hours. You can drive to 3 hours to a completely different city in the UK, but it was just in the same place. And yeah, it was crazy to think that that's how it's but that's just normal. It's really busy. Right. It's really fun.
I'm just wondering if you have any amusing or funny or fun travel experiences, if you like to share with me and the listeners, a few of them, if you have think of any kind of experiences or stories.
Yeah, I've got a couple. So speaking of India, just recently, so we stayed in Mumbai, but we traveled to Delhi and Punjab. So my heritage is from Punjab. So that's North India. So we were traveling from Delhi to Punjab on the train, and a train in India is like a whole different experience, and I'd never experienced it before, so I was really excited. So we left the hotel, we were waiting for a taxi. It was taking forever to come. We were thinking we want to get to the train station in good time because we don't know this train station. It's quite big. We want to make sure we know where we're going and we have time, we won't miss the train. The taxi was taking ages, and then it finally came. They took one look at us with all our bags, and there were 5 of us, and then they were like, nope, and they just drove off. And we were like, we're gonna miss our train. Our train was in probably half an hour at this point, and we still hadn't left the hotel. And then the hotel got us one of their taxis. So the driver came, we loaded our bags in, we were on the way. He was taking a shortcut for us, and we were like approaching, and you could see the train station in the distance, but it was still like a bit away. And then in the road, it was like blocked with another car, and all the cars were turning around. And we were like, if we get stuck here or we have to turn around, we're gonna miss the train at this point, because I think it was like 15 minutes now or 10 minutes. And we were like, we're gonna miss this train. And out of nowhere, these people came, and they were wearing red. In India, I'm not sure if you're aware of coolies. They're basically people who work near the train stations, and they literally carry people's bags and suitcases like on their heads and take them to the train station. It's like quite a normal thing in India. And just out of nowhere, they appeared, even though we were still a bit away from the train station. We were like, oh my God. And then they just like took our bags, big heavy suitcases on their heads, walking around. It's just normal to them. We were like, what? And then we were trying to keep up with them. They're like running across the road, and we're like chasing them. And then we get to the train station. They ask us like, what train is it? They take us inside the train, like to our seats. And that was with 5 minutes to spare. So like it was proper rushing, running. But yeah, like we definitely would have missed the train if they didn't come. And the train journey was like 6 hours. So it wasn't one we wanted to miss. So it was wild.
I saw something similar when I traveled to Sri Lanka. Like they also put something really heavy above their head, and I just couldn't imagine how they managed to do that, especially in those kind of weather and so hot, and you have to carry the heavy, heavy stuff above your head.
It's
I
so
feel that's
true.
so cool.
Yeah, it's like we pull our suitcases and it's like heavy just to wheel it, and they're there with it, carrying them on their heads in the heat, walking like I don't know how they do it.
But that was a good one because you guys managed to catch the train eventually.
Yeah, yeah, we
Yeah.
just thankfully made it, because I don't know what we would have done if we missed it. I guess we would have had to try and buy a new ticket, or it's always difficult to know, like when you're abroad, even though it's like my home country, it's still different. Like they still know we're foreign, so like it's hard to like you wouldn't really know what to do in that situation. So I'm really glad we got on the train.
When you mentioned about taxi, I'm wondering, is it like tuk-tuk or like a normal taxi? I believe they have tuk-tuk. Is it in India?
Yeah, so this one was a normal taxi, but there are like the tuk-tuk rickshaws. So when we actually got to Punjab, we got a rickshaw, and they put our suitcases on the top of those as well. And we took quite a few of those. You can actually order them on Uber. So on the Uber
Wow.
app, you can order a rickshaw
Tuk-tuk.
in
Wow.
yeah, tuk-tuk rickshaw in Mumbai. We ordered them on Uber. But it's so much fun to like sit in, and the driving in India is crazy. There's no sorts of rules, no lanes, no one cares about a red light. They're all beeping their horns. Like it's such an experience. But yeah, going in a tuk-tuk rickshaw was really fun.
I just know today that I could order a tuk-tuk via Uber app. So does it mean like I believe Uber has many options like eco-friendly one or like normal Uber. Does it mean like the tuk-tuk option, is it cheaper?
Yeah,
It will be cheaper.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, it would be cheaper. Yeah, it was just like one of those options. It's all like paying like contactless and stuff. It's really like
Yeah.
updated now.
I know like India, it's such a big country because different cities, they have different things to offer. The story you told me earlier, you almost missed a train.
Yeah,
The city, is it Delhi?
yeah.
Does it mean you've been to Mumbai and you also been to Delhi?
Y
So what's the experience between these two cities for you?
yeah, you know what? It was so different because I guess like India's so big and it's got its own like languages and different cultures in the regions. So Mumbai is very modern. They've got like, yeah, the big buildings, the highways. It's like a major city. A lot of people spoke English there, which so it didn't feel too different either. It was like Hindi and English. And then we got to Delhi, and Delhi as well is a big city. Like when we were driving in, we saw all the big buildings and the skyscrapers, but it is a different vibe there. I think because we went shopping there and there's a place called Chandni Chowk. It's like these big shopping markets and it's like gullies upon gullies of markets, so many shops. It's massive, like you could get lost in there and it's so chaotic, so crowded. They're squeezing like the rickshaws and everything in the little roads and it's just like a whole different place. And I guess like that level of chaos is different to Mumbai. Like when we went back to Mumbai after, it was so much more calmer, we thought. So yeah, I'd say Delhi's like quite chaotic. And then when we went to Punjab, that was even more chaotic. It was like North India. So yeah, obviously the language is different. In Delhi and Mumbai, they speak Hindi. Less English in Delhi compared to Mumbai. And then in Punjab, it's all Punjabi. So yeah, it was like way more chaotic. But it's all good to experience and like even all the foods are different and yeah, it was really cool.
Is it the area of Punjab? They speak Punjabi. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, so they have in India, they've got like different states. So Punjab's like a whole state in the north of
Yeah.
India. So in that whole state, they'll speak Punjabi. And then Hindi's like spoken majority like everywhere else. But then they also have Tamil, which is like South India. They have Malayalam as well. They have like so many. I don't even know all the languages myself. They've got so like it's so rich in culture and language. But yeah, I guess like each state has its own different culture.
Yeah. I could feel the difference from the way you told me about your experiences. I'm just wondering if you have any other like amusing or unforgettable travel experiences.
Yeah, so I went to New York. This was probably 11 years ago, I think. So it's been some
Yeah.
time. And we were at a parade one of the days. So it was actually because it was during the summer, so it was Indian Independence Day. They did like a big parade in New York. And so we went to see it, but it was really hot that day. And I think we still hadn't eaten. And I started getting really faint. It sounds a bit like a serious story at first, but like I started getting really faint and I was essentially I kind of like passed out in the road in all these crowds of people. And then the police came over because I guess there's security at all these events. The police came over and took me to Dunkin' Donuts across the road and we like cut the queue and then yeah I got some like donuts and water and made me feel made me feel a lot better. But it was like oh good pass to Dunkin' Donuts after passing out at a parade in New York.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah, staying hydrated for sure. Yeah, but I was like that's such a like typical police have to rescue me and take me to Dunkin' Donuts of all places.
Is it like during summertime in New York?
Yeah, yeah. So I went in the summer, so it was like August.
So you've actually been to different places as well. And how's your experience in New York? Although it's
Yeah,
like long time ago, I'm not sure. Because for me, if like some places I traveled so many years ago, I only remember the impressive ones.
uh,
But I'm wondering how's the trip in New York? How do you find it?
yeah. It was at the time because other than New York and India, I think I've mainly done like Europe. So it was like a oh, and apart from Canada, I did Canada 1 year as well. But yeah, it felt like a good trip. It was my first time going to America. I haven't been since again, so like it was exciting. And I guess it's just like the Big Apple and like everything's so big and busy. Everyone's so, I guess. in a way it's similar to London, how like people are so serious and like it's fast paced, it's like everyone's got somewhere to be. And yeah, like, so much to see. We went to Madame Tussauds in New York, we went to Rockefeller Center, obviously Statue of Liberty, went to the Natural History Museum. Yeah, we just tried to like fit in everything that we could and just experience it. But I think it's like, yeah, just like walking in the streets, seeing Times Square. It's like all the things you see in films, and you're actually there and you see all the yellow taxis, and like it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I could relate it about like the film element you mentioned when travel because before I traveled to UK, I stayed in UK for 4 years, and then before I already traveled to UK for my master's degree, I just feel my impression is all in like those movies, TV series, or like shows. And when I really arrive in London, and then or like whenever I travel from Birmingham to London for any kind of events or like radio awards, some media networking events. I just feel like the vibes in London is exactly where we watch in movies, but outside of London, like different cities, they have their own experience, their own vibes. So I feel some movies and then those iconic places, I feel it's kind of limited in London, but some other places are also beautiful as well, like Bath, Bristol, and Newcastle, like Manchester up north, like different vibes. I feel they have their own beauty, like in different cities.
It's so true. Every city's like really different and it's got its own like identity to them. Like Bath is so lovely. And
Yeah.
even it's such a thing here. We've got like the north-south divide. So it's like the northerners, the southerners. Birmingham's like the Midlands, so I guess we're like in the middle ground. But it's definitely a thing where you travel from London and like the more north you go, the more nicer people get, the more like calm it is, the more slower it is. But yeah, like every city's got its own like identity and its own thing. So yeah, it's really really nice even doing staycations here and actually just seeing what's on the doorstep sometimes is quite nice.
Staycation doesn't mean like travel inside the state.
Yeah, yeah. So like
Okay.
especially during the COVID lockdowns and when people couldn't fly internationally, they made a big thing
Yeah.
of like have your holiday in the UK, have a staycation and like explore the UK a bit more because we do have like nice spots. So I think as well as, it's nice to venture out, but it's also good to explore like what's here too.
I feel Edinburgh is nice as well. I spent Christmas a few years ago in Edinburgh, the Christmas market. I feel it's kind of iconic castle just next to the Christmas market.
And
So, and I graduated from Nottingham. Nottingham is lovely for me. I feel safe in Nottingham because I come for me compared to Birmingham. I feel Birmingham is kind of diverse. I previously stayed in city centre. And then for me, because Nottingham, my impression, there are a lot of students and just feel like Birmingham is so convenient because it's the second biggest city in the UK, and Nottingham is lovely for me personally. Yeah, so I'm wondering among those places you have been to, no matter it's in the UK or you traveled abroad, those places you have been to, is there any place or places you want to recommend to me and the listeners?
yeah, so I went to Santorini a couple of years ago. And that was just so nice. I think because it's obviously like a small island, so we got to travel to different parts and experience the full island. And yeah, there's just like so much to see. It's just such a pretty place. The food's really nice. But also I was really interested because it's a volcanic island. So it's like split up and it was like a full volcanic island, but when it erupted, the island like broke apart. And we traveled to like the center bit on a boat and like yeah, it was like volcanic rock and you could hike up it. And I just found that really interesting because I think it's always obviously it's nice to see the sights, but when you go somewhere and you learn about like the country or how something was formed or like the history of it. I find it really interesting. So like that stuck with me a lot. And also it's full of cats, and I love cats. So there's just
Wow.
cats everywhere.
Was it on the street also? Cats
Um,
on the street as well.
yeah, yeah, they were like literally everywhere. But like they were viewed nicely, like people would feed them, and like restaurants would just have food and water out for them, and yeah, like it was just really nice to see all sorts of cats and kittens just roaming around, enjoying their day.
I saw a lot of like those kind of posts in the social media, TikTok, Instagram posts in Greece. Like, is it the one like so white and those iconic Greek photos on socials?
Yeah, yeah, it's those white
Right.
with like the blue top. They're all like cathedrals and churches, so there's so many of
Okay.
them everywhere. But yeah, those photos always look so nice. Everyone always posts those. So hey, I have to get one of those if you go.
So nice you mentioned about Greece, Santorini. I think also there are some Greek restaurants, and then I just saw some advertisements about Santorini. I think that's so iconic, that place. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was really not. Yeah, the food as well is like so good. I think, yeah, Greek food, because it's quite healthy as well. And they've got all the cheeses and the olives and the breads and like feta and hummus. It's just, yeah, it's just really nice.
I believe you have traveled to so many places. And the last question is there any place or any countries, any cities, any place you really want to go there so bad and you haven't been there before and you really want to go there in the future?
Yes. So for years, I've always wanted to go to Egypt. I've always just loved history, and that Egyptian like history and the pyramids always interest me. So I would really like to see it one day. Yeah, to go there and properly like soak up all the culture. So Egypt's definitely like been on my list for a while. So fingers crossed, get to go at some point.
I actually chat with some of my guests, and then I believe one of my guests traveled there during like the work trip in Egypt, and then I feel like that's in terms of history and then the culture is so much to offer. Is it like people could also ride a camel near
Yeah,
like I just feel pyramids is nice like those kind of postcards vibes the pyramids but
yeah,
yeah, that's so cool. Hopefully, you could travel there as soon as possible.
yeah.
But I feel like, in terms of the places you mentioned, like the place you recommend and the place you really want to go, it's those kind of iconic place. Like, people really want to, like, for me, I really want to go there during my lifetime. Like, it would be such a shame if I didn't go to Greece or Egypt. But yeah, I think so many places I haven't been to yet. And I'm glad you mentioned about like your New York trip and also India as well. So
Yeah, honestly, there's so much to see like in the world, and even like on these travel documentaries and all these extreme places that we probably won't get to go in our life, or the, like these really cold, icy places, or the extreme deserts, or like there's just so much, or the rainforests. There's just a lot of diversity in this world and a lot of places. So yeah, it's nice to try and experience as much as we can, but yeah.
have you been to Morocco? I think it's also like desert, right? It's kind of vibes or the weather is a bit similar. I'm not sure. Is it in the desert? Like
Yeah.
Morocco. Have you been
Um,
Morocco before?
My parents went this year, so yeah, they told us all about it. Yeah, they went to the desert there. They went like camel riding and quad biking. And then there's also the Atlas Mountains there as well. So it's like complete opposites, all in like one place. And there's obviously like the city with the souks, the markets, and yeah, like all the architecture there. And there's like a lot to see. They really enjoyed it. So that'll be another place to go.
Yeah, it sounds so cool. And it's so nice to chat with you, like a proper chat. I believe we met before, like during the event, but this is actually, I believe, is our like official first proper chat, and it's the podcast. I'm just wondering if you have any other like fun experiences.
So my aunt lived in Vancouver in Canada, so we went to visit, and this was like years ago. And we went to a park one day, and I was just eating my food, and there was this raccoon that came, and it was just like kind of stood up on like its back two legs, and it was like had its arms up, and it was like trying to get my food. And like everyone was just watching, and I was like, leave me alone. I just want to eat my food in peace. That was probably like the funniest thing that happened on that trip.
Do you feed a raccoon? Do you feed
Um,
it?
I don't know. I don't remember. I think I was a bit not scared, but I was just a bit like, oh, what do I do? Like, I don't know what to do.
That's so cute. I just picture it and then I feel that's cute at the same time and fun and funny.
Yeah. Yeah, just wanting my food. Everyone was just like watching. There was like a crowd of us. And I think the raccoons are like trying to approach different people, but this one just like stood on its back legs, like with its arms in the air.
Raccoon, is it kind of common in Vancouver in that area?
I guess maybe. I'm not too sure. I guess it might have been because yeah, we were just in a park, from what I remember. This was a while ago. But yeah, I guess it because they were just like roaming around. So
Right.
I guess it might be.
I'm just want to thank you for your time. I believe you are busy as well, so I already appreciate your time to talk with me and then also share your like brilliant stories, like your places, your share experiences to the listeners as well. So thank you very much, Priya, to spend your time and talk to me today.
Oh, thank you so much, Belinda, for having me on your podcast. It's been really nice chatting about travel and like speaking properly to you as well.